Hello and good morning, guys. This is Andy McCann, your host here on Food, Fitness, and Finances, where we're trying to help you lay a firm foundation in your life on those things. If you are local to Woodstock, Georgia, come see us at CrossFit Garage. We have a gym that uses CrossFit's methodology to help you get healthy and fit, as well as all the other things around it. If you're thinking to yourself, no, CrossFit is too deadly, it's too tough, it's too hard, it's not. Anybody can do this. I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's got to be one of the biggest hacks to health and fitness that I have ever found. Yes, you should change your diet. Some, most likely all of you. But you also need to move. And you don't have to move a lot. Many people think, oh no, I need to go to the gym for 4 or 5 hours a day. It's not true. Our workouts are usually in the faster time domain, so about 8 to 12 minutes, and we want to move with intensity. But intensity is relative to who you are. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, oh no, the doctor said, what do I do now? I'm in trouble. I'm going to die early. The answer is no, you're not. Well, I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. But you can do things for your life. It's not complicated. It's just not always easy. You have to do something. I'm going to tell you some stories, and I'm going to use ChatGPT to illustrate some things that we've done and a little thing I put together for you guys. So ChatGPT is awesome. If you're not paying for it and using it every day, you should be, because the damn thing rocks. Okay. I have a lot of friends that are in their 50s because, I'm 50 and that's just the age group I roll in. And I have a lot of stories of, Andy, the doctor just said, What do I do now? Well, hey, 1, I am not a doctor. 2, ChatGPT is not a doctor. But there is some advice out there that is kind of universal that I think anybody would agree with. And I am seeing things now that we're in this drop dead phase of life. So when men enter their 50s and beyond, they enter the drop dead years. It's weird how fast we die off after this point. Why? I don't know. Could it be all the stuff that we did the last 20 or 30 years that really caught up to us? Or the lack of stuff we did? Maybe. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple things. I have a new form out that I want you guys to possibly utilize. Realize it is very manual. It's me doing a thing. So if you send information in, I'm totally going to be able to see it. I'm not going to read it. I don't really care. I'm just going to copy and paste it, put it into my ChatGPT prompt, and then I'll email you back some answers. Again, neither one of us are doctors, but you're going to look at this and go, yeah, duh, I should be doing those things. So the question came up then is like, hey, how do I motivate people around me that aren't caring, but I can see that you're in trouble? How do I motivate them? And I was going through chat like, hey, let me explore some ideas. And basically what we came up with is a questionnaire that you would use for like insurance that not only told you or told them your possible life expectancy, but your functional expectancy, as well as what you can do to improve it. And that's the more valuable part right there. So again, it's just chat. And I said, basically I built up a really massive prompt and it can remember the things we talk about. And I talk a lot about health and fitness with ChatGPT. So it knows a lot of those things. So I've built up a pretty large repertoire of stuff inside of it for it to answer on. So I got about 6 things I'm going to go, or 6 sections, areas, or whatever I'm going to go through with you guys. But first, I do these podcasts on a Monday morning, usually, and then they post the following Monday. So yes, some of you realize, they're like, wait a minute, you just said yesterday you climbed Blood Mountain on the last podcast. Well, yeah, because I did it on a Monday after the Sunday. So today is the 21st. And so I have new information for you. The CrossFit Garage men's group is going to go sporting clay shooting at Garland Mountain on May 31st. So that's our plan right now. We have a GroupMe that we use. You can scan the QR code at the gym and get into the GroupMe. It's for men, obviously. Yes, we are semi-Bible focused because it's hard to be in the South and not talk about that when we're talking about big things. The whole idea of the group is to, 1, meet men in the gym that we can, engage with and grow our friendships in our accountability groups. And then 2 is that accountability in how can we become better? And for me, it's kind of hard to do that without a biblical principle. Now, you could be part of the group and not care anything about the Bible. That is totally fine. I'm just saying it's hard to not have that in your mindset because, it's a good viewpoint. So anyway, if you want to join us, great. If you don't, hey, that's great too. Ladies, I'm looking for somebody to start the CrossFit Garage ladies group. They just did lunch the other day, and they should be doing more stuff. A couple of the ladies have said, hey, but I like to shoot. So yes, there is that too. We also have our board game and D&D sessions coming up over the summer. And there is a pickleball group as well. So you can scan the QR codes at the gym. You'll see them on the whiteboards or on the doors or whatever, and you can get into those groups. We're going to be playing a lot of stuff, having a lot of fun, meeting a lot of people. The pickleball is for everybody, right? So that'd be one you could bring your family to. If you bring a kid to, then it's up to you to be responsible for that kid. Don't be like bringing a kid and telling the kid to play with an adult on a team. Unless the kid's like, high school or in college. But you know what I'm saying. Don't bring like a 4-year-old and be like, you're going to play against a 4-year-old. That's on you. Bring your family, totally cool. But be like cool and responsible. Okay, so today we lifted stones at the gym, those Atlas stones. Hopefully everyone found a ball that was good for them, and nobody, sometimes the cement will touch the back of your ear and peel the skin right off. So hopefully everybody's okay, and we all made it through that. We're also going to be flipping some more tires. That'll be tomorrow, Tuesday. Actually, you'll listen to this, it already had happened, but we're going to do some more of that over the summer. We have that cool stuff. Why not use it? The hard part is sometimes those tires get kind of hot when it's out there in the sun at 4 and 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So we'll have to be kind of wary of that. Okay, so the backstory of us guys, this is kind of a conglomeration of the stories that I'm getting in. So I had maybe 20 people do this questionnaire, the survey or whatever. And I've just sort of like bundling the answers together to give you kind of a picture, not anyone's specific health, because I don't want to talk about anyone specific, but we're going to go through the general thing. Okay. So if you go to CrossFitGarage.com/free, you'll find all the free resources and you'll see what some of the guys were using. So one of my buddies, Ken, he has this thing he has started because of this. It's a business he's had for a while, but he's really pushed back into it recently. It's called bloodsugarchef.com. So if you're curious, how do I fix my blood sugar based on some really good recipes? This guy is all in. He is a chef and he is, working on blood sugar stuff. So go there and help or ask questions and get resources from him. There's other stuff in here. I'm going to cover them real quick. Carnivore Kickstarter, 60 Easy. So of the 5 things you can do to really push your health, it's how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect. These are, of those 5 things, for the 12 months, one thing each month. So that's 60, right? 12 times 5. At least I hope it is. And that'd be funny if it wasn't. I've been calling it 60 Easy this whole time. Anyway, now I'm curious. 12, oh man, I'm going to do the math. Yeah, I did it in my head. There we go. It is 60. There are some workouts at home if you're not at the gym. There's how to regain mobility. There's 5 pillars of health and longevity. You can watch that. There's I think the link actually goes to my PowerPoint presentation, but you can also watch the videos that I did at Jack's Fall Workshop. There's Garage Fitness Online. There's, of course, our podcast. You're listening to this right now. There's a How Healthy Are You quiz. There's an exercise at your desk. And this is the one I wanted to get you to, is the expiration date quiz. What's your expiration date? And then, of course, there's a Lion Diet playlist. Okay, so the questionnaire is nothing fancy. It's basically the stuff you'd ask for an insurance person. Again, I'm going to copy and paste this into the ChatGPT prompt that I have. So if you're like, Andy, I don't want you to have my stuff, don't do this. This isn't HIPAA. It's nothing. It's just me doing the thing, trying to help out. Now, what you could do is build your own prompt and ask ChatGPT the same thing. It'll probably give you the same answers, especially with the amount of data that it's got now. It's not just historical stuff. It's up to the date stuff. Like now they're changing their ideas on salt and cholesterol and all that stuff. Okay. So in part 1, here is the backdrop of the story. And this is going to sound like most of us. I know right now I'm really picking on men or aiming down on men because I am a man and it's like dear to my heart, right? Ladies too, you guys already live longer than us. And I want you to be healthy and fit. Most of this stuff would apply to you as well. All right. So, what is my age, my weight? What's the baseline there? Most of us are like walking down into this road of type 2 diabetes. Most of us have an elevated blood pressure and our cholesterol is kind of out of whack and our energy levels are down. Our moods are all over the place. And maybe it's that feeling of I've let it go too far. So can you pull this back? Yes, for sure. There are steps you can take to get things back. Of course, it depends. How much damage have you done? And how old are you? So there's something about being a 18-year-old boy or man that will always defeat being a 70-year-old man because you just have youth on your side, right? Youth and inexperience, but youth. And there's something to be said for that. So if you're 70 and you're now just trying to change your life, yeah, it's probably not going to do too much. I'd be amazed that you've made it this far because 50% of us will be dead before we reach the age of 72, right? In terms of your age grouping. So you don't want to fall into that category. And part of this, the thing that I really like about what Chat and I came up with is It's going to give you some ideas. And again, hey, neither of us are doctors, and should you trust it? Hell no. But you're going to read it and go, yeah, duh, that makes a lot of sense, right? Okay, so section 2. What can you do? Well, again, I'm going to go through what chat will give you at the end, but these are some things that you could do that are pretty easy. I've got that 60 easy. You can follow along with it. You can do 75 hard. Anything to change the routine. Probably the biggest thing you can do is ask a friend, hey, of those 5 areas that I mentioned, how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect, what area do you think I fail the most at? Ask 5 of your friends. Take the most common answer and start there, right? That's the how healthy are you quiz. You can also go there and answer questions on that. It's not like a graded quiz. It's just you to think about it. Now, what you could do is take the questions, put it into chat, answer them, and let it tell you what to do, which is kind of funny if you think of, like, if you believe we're in a simulation, then we wrote a program that then tells us what to do in the simulation. So now the simulation is telling us what to do in our simulation. So it's like a game playing its own game. It's kind of funny. Anyway, sorry. You can join a CrossFit gym. Doing what we do is the biggest hack of all hacks that I've ever found. And it's not rocket science. You basically show up, listen to the coach, do what you can, and grow slowly with your ability. So CrossFit's methodology uses intensity to drive the needle forward. It just means you're pushing yourself. How hard? Well, it's all relative. Especially in the first month, go easy. You should always scale and ask the coach, how do I scale and modify this stuff so that I don't mess up and get sore? And in many of these things, CrossFit as well, you need to focus on consistency more than intensity. Once you build the habit, you can really dive in deeper. There's something to be said also about logging results, not only in the workout, but your food and your sleep and your habits. If you just start journaling, you're going to see these patterns pop out that are pretty damn obvious to you. And again, at the beginning point, like, hey, how do I make this turn? Maybe the easier step is I just start walking. So pun intended, easier step. Get a step counter. Go for 10,000 steps a day. Then go for 20,000 steps a day. Start lifting weights, sweat a little bit more. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just not always that easy. You have to start and you have to do. For many of the guys that I've been talking to, they've been working on lowering their blood pressure. There's a lot of ways you can do this. You can ask ChatGPT, give me the 10 most common ways to lower your blood pressure. Give me the 50 ways. It's going to list out a bunch of things. Some of the biggest things is how you eat, but another one that's not really talked about much is just simply calming down and breathing. You can do that box breathing. How much should you do? I mean, as much as your patience will allow. So I can usually get about 60 seconds of it before I'm just not in the mood to do it. So 60 seconds is better than 0 seconds. So start doing something. In there also, stabilizing your blood sugar is a big one. Many of us, if you ask the doctor, they're like, oh yeah, you're on the way to type 2 diabetes. And we don't care because we're just going to prescribe you a drug. You don't want to be there, so you want to stop some of this stuff. Right? You can take steps as easy as, well, just don't drink sugar. That's your first step. I take my coffee black now, right? That could be your first step. I'm giving general principles here, but again, I'm going to go back to some of the actual answers chat gave us and just give you an idea of specifics it told us guys we should do. And yes, the answers sound a whole lot like Andy, you probably would have just said that. Yeah, because it knows what I talk about. And so, of course, I'm aiming down what is the things we can do, the hacks, the easy bits, the stuff that we should start with the most relevant or latest ideas on the table. If you find yourself with foggy thinking, hey, I just have a hard time pulling up names and all that, is it getting old or is it what you're eating? Crazy thing is a lot of the food we eat isn't even really food. It's just entertainment. And so you really need to start thinking about what's going on. I don't think I would suggest carnivore for many people. It's just too restrictive and hard to do. But man, I see the value in it. This is almost, I think we're going on month either 10 or 9 or something of me and Evan doing this. Yes, he does add a bit more than I do, but I'm still just eating basically eggs for breakfast, a steak for lunch, ground beef and eggs with some goat cheese for dinner. And I'm fine. I do CrossFit. I go on long races. I haven't had vegetables. Now I take that back. I've experimented with avocado, but I mean, it's like half of avocado, maybe once every 3 months. So it's not much. Probably an easy one for all of us to do is to track our weight and start aiming to drop that down some. A problem that many people face is, oh no, I need to diet and I need to eat less. That's actually not usually the answer. What I would probably start doing, I would tell everyone to do this, weight lift first, start building muscle, and potentially increase what you eat protein only. So increase the protein that you're eating, not the other stuff. Start every meal with protein. And then as you sustain that, your body will start turning on more processes again, especially as you're lifting. It's going to want to build muscle, and muscle is a great organ to have for all sorts of healthy stuff. And then I would start tapering back over time. So let's say you're eating 2,000 calories. I would start lifting weights, add protein, do 2,400 calories a day, but that extra 400 is in the place of protein. Yeah, there's going to be fat with it, but it's the idea of it's protein, eggs, meats, things like that. And then after maybe 6 weeks or maybe 3 months, start tapering it back. You want your body to turn on processes, not just get used to living at a detriment. So your body is, I like the idea of the saying, I haven't put it to words yet, but your body, the human body, is the ultimate adaptation machine. You want to live in the desert? Sure, we can do that. You want to live in Alaska? Yep, we can do that. You want to eat just Eskimo food? Sure, we can do that. You want to eat just vegetarian? Yep, your body can do that. Your body is amazing at adapting and surviving. We want to give it the easiest adaptation towards survival, not shutting itself down. So if you reduce your calories, your body's just going to turn stuff off. There is a place you can go where it's just too little and your body starts eating itself and will die. So yeah, that's for sure. So watch out for that. Don't go, like if you're eating less than 1,800 calories, especially as a man, you're probably not going to have the success you want. You want to increase the metabolism, not decrease the food. All right, so the next bit here. Small habits done over time will have that compounding effect, and you want to find that for yourself. You want to lean into that. It can be little things like on Ken's website here, the bloodsugarchef.com. Go in there, start changing a couple meals, maybe just 1 meal a day, learn to cook it. Then how about 2 meals a day? Small things over time will lead to big things. It's the compound interest effect or compound effect. I mean, you could do the 60 easy. That's a compound effect. You literally just pick 5 things and do it that month, and then 5 more things and do it the next month. You can keep doing the other 5 or just do the new 5. It doesn't really matter. But as you stack them up, you're going to see massive change. Another piece that I've been driving down is the idea that when we turn 50 and we fall into the drop dead years, a lot of it is we get a clot in our brain or a clot in our heart, basically. So it's your blood. How do you fix your blood? And a lot of this, it goes into that. The things we do is going to create, like if you go give blood, your body has to make blood. Having newer blood is better for you because it's not going to have all the crap that it was inside before. So you're going to need to do some detoxing and stuff. I believe in detoxing a lot. Do I know how to detox correctly? No. We've hired, let me find it for you and I'll pull it up. All right, I love that pause button. Here it is. It's the Gut Health Solution with Josh Detch, or go to gutsolution.ca. CA is for Canada. I've got Evan on this to help him with Crohn's. I've got Levi on this. He's got some mold allergies, and so they're helping him detox correctly. I would hire a professional. If you want to speed up the process, hire a mentor, right? That's the way to go. So I did just get a text from Cam and from Ken, and it talked about this part about community. So Cam's text was pretty interesting. So he has changed his movement patterns. He's doing CrossFit the last 2 years. And then this January, he said, you know what? I do need to change the way I eat. So anyway, he went out to a restaurant that one of the members of the gym he goes to owns. And he's like, Andy, it was pretty interesting. A whole bunch of members were there. I think it was a Friday night or Saturday night. And it was neat to see people that I knew out and about. They would come over to our table. I could introduce them to my wife. I would meet their wife and we would talk. And of course we had CrossFit we could talk about and then other things. And he said, I could really feel the community and the camaraderie that you have that I hadn't experienced lately because I hadn't gone to this place or really he travels a lot. So I know that life. I traveled a bunch. This is why I'm pushing really hard our men's group, the pickleball group, and the board gaming group. Because community means a lot and we don't really push down on that. Find your community, find a group to go along with. It makes things so much easier. Bible study groups, whatever. Find your group. Test them out. See if it's for you. So if you can do that, it makes the building of habits easier. Even if you can just pick up one habit, every month, that's beautiful. If you try to go in hardcore, it just usually doesn't work. So get it slow. It took you a long time to get here. Let's, now that we're putting a finer point on it, let's take some time to turn Titanic, right? It doesn't have to be whip the wheel. The Titanic will just not move like that. It takes some time. And slow change is better than no change or fast change, because usually fast change doesn't work. The other thing to kind of ponder on that one is never starting is not good. So having a start to even an okay plan is better than a no start to the perfect plan. And that plan is going to help push the functional fitness or functional lifespan. And why does that matter? So your lifespan may be, hey, Andy, you're going to live to 92. So we think, according to the stuff that you do in the tables that we're looking at. But your functional life is only 62. So that would really suck. 30 years 30 years of being impaired would blow. And you don't want that. We find ourselves there by the daily inaction that we do day after day, month after month, year after year. And it gets us to this decrepitude. Can we beat that? Man, the answer is yes. You just have to start somewhere and increase the functional lifespan as well as your lifespan. And I promise you, we're going to go into some of the specifics. Actually, I'll probably tell you everything it said about me because I don't care if I share my stuff. But I did not ask the other guys if I could share theirs, so I will do it as a group share. So, it's just general principles. Okay, so the next bit, the sixth bit here, I would pick these few things and have a checklist and go through them little by little. So the takeaway is track and find some resources. If you don't have resources, ask somebody. Somebody will give you somebody. If you're not good at doing it alone, hire yourself a mentor. If you need help, email me, andy@crossfitgarage.com. That's what I'm here for. I want to help people live. I feel like I'm on a mission to help men live longer past 50. And I don't know. I guess I'm in that grouping, so it makes a lot of sense to me and it's pulling on my heart. And I want us dads to see our grandchildren and be part of that and be fully active. Okay, so I'm going to slide up in my chat and go look for my report back and tell you everything that it said. Hold on, let me go find that. Okay, so here's me. I did change the questions a little bit, so but the nice thing is chat can interpolate, and I love that. It doesn't have to be like if-then statements. It's going out and using its large language model to see the common answers and build its response. So it says that my life expectancy is 89 to 92, and I did this before with a group I was in, and we used some actuarial tables, and it said basically the same thing. It said my function or my life expectancy is probably 96, so this is a little bit off, or the other one's a little bit off, but they're pretty close. So I'm on the higher end of this. Now, fascinating thing here: 50% of you guys won't make it to the age of 72. Okay, well, what about the rest of us? So there's 50% of us that are still alive. 80% of us, of everyone born in 1973, when we hit 80% of us are dead. So only 20% are making it past 80. So if you're thinking to yourself, I was going to live until like my 86 or something, the answer is no. You're probably not going to make that. Most people, I think it was like 0.5% live beyond 90. So everybody's pretty much dead in their 80s. So wrap that around your head. I am 51. That means it's coming. I have a healthy respect for dying. I don't really want to live forever. Unless everybody else was as well, because it can be lonely, right? I had, somebody at the gym said their grandmother just turned 106 and said, I think I'm ready to go now. And I get it. I mean, theoretically, I get it. Obviously, I'm not there, but I do get that. Okay, so then it said, hey, so what about your functional lifespan? It says that my functional lifespan is likely into my late 80s. And that's rare. Well, dude, that sucks to think that most people's functional lifespan is not into their late 80s. But again, I guess most of us aren't even making it there. So statistically, I suppose it makes sense. And I love this part about the prompt that was built, or is that I guess Chat and I built together. You can actually ask Chat, hey, what would you add to this to make this prompt better, to give you better answers and results and questions? And it'll be like, oh, I would change these things. So you can actually ask it to help me make it better. It was great. So you can do this for yourself or use my link. Again, I'm not a doctor, neither is Chat, and this is not private. I have to copy and paste it in because I'm just not that sophisticated. Maybe I'll get one of my computer science kids when they're home over the summer to make it so that it's more automated. Okay, so here's the other part that I really like. It says, why you're crushing it. Exercise. CrossFit 5 times a week and you take your dog for walks. Dude, well done. Diet. You're on carnivore. And so the part that it really picked up on is I'm not eating processed foods. My blood pressure and my sleep, hey, everything looks pretty good. No alcohol, smoking, or drinking, or drugs. That's true. I'm not against those things, especially alcohol. I just don't do it yet. Maybe I will later on. But weirdly, it's like better for you not to. So why not do that? I'm pretty low stressed. I have community and I'm working hard on that. I didn't do that for like the first 48 years of my life, and I'm working hard on that and building that community and that social aspect. So I know it's an important thing. And I do go to the doctor kind of, but not completely regular. So that's probably something I should have made more note of right there. And then it gives you a watch list. So I told it my LDL was pretty high, and it said, hey, look out. But I also put in there that I did the advanced lipid panel, and it said that my LDL was the good kind. It was, I don't know what they call it, like buoyant and light, or just not dense. It's low density or whatever. So it's actually okay. And then it said I should be walking more, waking. I should wake up less to go pee. And that's true, and I'm working on that. And basically, I need to stop consuming liquids, look at my electrolyte imbalance. So I was thinking I was taking in too much electrolyte, so I'm going to reduce that a bit. And I have thought about doing a hormone test. I haven't really done that in a while. I did it back when I turned 50, but I should probably go back and look at that, because it's only been really recent that not maybe recent, but most of my life I did not wake up to go to the bathroom, and now all of a sudden I am. So what does that mean? And I do wake up with dry mouth a lot, which is crazy because I've even taped my mouth shut and I still have dry mouth. So I wonder if it's something that I'm drinking, like maybe too much coffee. But it gives the basic suggestions. Hey, nasal strips, mouth tape, try some magnesium. And I have a magnesium spray that I put on my chest. And that actually weirdly puts me to sleep quick. Well, I go to sleep relatively fast anyway. But I did notice the lack of dry mouth. I also have tried the salt under the tongue, and it didn't really do anything for me. Okay, then the part that I really love in this is, hey, how to add 5 to 10 years of high quality life, right? What can you do? So again, should you do all these? Man, I don't know. But I've heard this on many of the podcasts and a lot of the research I've done. So of course, chat's giving me the answers I can see. So probably what I'll do is pick one of these. Not probably. What I will do is pick one of these and start with it. Maybe in the summer, I'll come up with a new protocol of what I'd like to do. So cold exposure. The answer is no. I just don't like being cold like that, and my toes and my fingers have an issue with it. So most likely that's a no, but it does say, hey, cold exposure. And I've seen the studies on that, right? Sauna. I do have my wife bought a red light kind of like, it's like a sleeping bag you get in. Not really a sleeping bag, but it does like an individual red light therapy for you. So I'm thinking, okay, I can add that. And I don't mind being warm. I like warm. Mobility training. Yes, I do that at the gym. I'm doing a little bit more to fix my shoulder because I got a bit of an issue there. And keep mobility in my legs because I like to run. Okay, so then it added in occasional fasting. So I was starting to track this. Typically, I eat dinner about 6 p.m. and then I don't eat breakfast until about 6 a.m. So I have 12 hours of fasting, but it's suggesting I do 16 hours of fasting. So I am going to play with that. This morning, I went to the gym at 6 a.m. and typically I would have already eaten breakfast. I didn't. Instead, I drank some coffee. I'm feeling okay. I'm not actually all that hungry. So I'm just going to roll with it and see if I can get to lunch. I don't really want to lose weight, and I already have a hard time while doing carnivore keeping my weight normal, so I got to be careful with that. But the reason that you do fasting is it promotes autophagy, I'm going to say it wrong, autophagy, and helps reduce insulin sensitivity, but I don't really eat anything that would spike insulin, so that doesn't really make sense, right? But what autophagy is that your body eats the dead cells or the bad stuff first, so it helps kind of tear down the bad things inside of you so that you can build back up correctly. Now, it does say track biomarkers yearly. Yes, I don't really do that, so I need to, what I would like to do is do one of those like Quest labs or whatever the labs are where you just, they go and they draw blood and you just order it, and do it like once a quarter to kind of get a baseline of what's going on inside of me. And now it does say in here, which I love because CrossFit's already can do this, train explosively. Maybe it doesn't know CrossFit has it, I don't know, but it says that it keeps power and reflexes into your older age. Yeah, yes, I know that. So it's awesome being able to jump on a box at 52. Most of my peers, if they saw the 20 or 24-inch box, they'd be like, hell no, I'm not jumping on that. Should I be? I probably don't need to be, but it's awesome that I can, right? Okay. Deepen your relationships. I am definitely working on that and play more. I do, yeah. just relax and have fun. I have a hard time always trying to make the thing I do have a point. And so I need to just chill on that. Okay. And I get a kick out of the end. He's like, you're a walking case study in doing it right. With a few minor tweaks, you can do better, right? So I love it. Chat and I have a very friendly relationships of positive and uplifting. So, okay, so that's me. Let me give you some of the tidbits that it said for some of the other ones to put in here. Of course, I'm not going to say who these are. I'm just going to run through some general principles here. Okay, so I got this part a lot for people. It's blood pressure and type 2 diabetes and cholesterol. I think that came up for everybody. Is it that we're, I don't know, 50 and just haven't done much? I don't really know, but it's a common problem. Actually, you know what I should do is ask it. Hey, go back through and let me go ahead and do that. Man, I love ChatGPT. Golly, this thing is awesome. I know some of you guys think it's going to take over the world. Some of you, well, actually, my wife and I have a disagreement that she's like, hey, it's going to take everybody's job, especially computer and in particular, computer programmers. And so I did a video on why I don't think that's going to be true. I tried to take a program, a Scrabble program that I was learning to do, and I put it in ChatGPT and I said, hey, let me deploy this. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. I know you can, I can't, which means most people can't. And so I just don't think it's going to take over the world. You're still going to, I think like anything, the people who were hiding that they were bad at it, not really working, they'll get moved out because I will become more effective and efficient at doing the things I should be able to do. Anyway, okay, so back to this. I just asked it, hey, group all my things up. Give me a thing that I can just walk through without accidentally spilling anybody's beans. So it grouped them together. I'm going to give it one more command or request or whatever to like average them out, because it didn't average it. It just is listing some common things. Okay, so I'm going to go through those with you. So the good things we are seeing: habits that add years in strength, movement and fitness. Several of you guys doing CrossFit 3 to 5 days a week. Others are starting daily walking routines, resistance training, weight, and rowing and cardio. So move, right? Life and mindset. Low to medium stress levels. So, I mean, some of that is how do you deal with it? You can have a very hectic job or life, but breathe through it and not actually be stressed, right? Strong community and regular social connections. Daily and weekly check-ins with friends and family. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours in a row. Nutrition and substance abuse. Carnivore keto, balanced diets with intentional tracking. Low to no alcohol, smoking, or recreational drugs. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Most of my friends are similar-ish, and we just don't do a lot of that stuff. Plus, I think as you turn 50, you sort of are like, I'm kind of tired doing all that, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So what? Screw it. I'm just not going to do it anymore. Rare processed foods in many cases, which that's awesome. It knows, right? Good HDL and LDL and blood pressure in multiple entries. Aware and prevention. Regular checkups and blood work. Some knowledge of advanced lipid panels. That's probably me. And tracking blood pressure labs and so forth. Okay, so that's the things we're doing well. What about red flags that come up in men? Of course, the list is a little bit longer. Blood pressure issues. A couple of very high cases of high systolic blood pressure. So we need to pay attention to that. Walk. Look at your salt balances. Look at your stress. Poor diet, processed foods. At least one person... this is hilarious. At least one person had the death row inmate approach to eating. So that's my buddy Cam's influence into ChatGPT. Don't eat like a death row inmate. Okay, so start fixing it one whole meal a day, hydration, and cut sugars. Low activity levels. Several had very little or to no activity at all. So start walking. Great step. Sleep disruptions, and that's mostly probably me getting up to pee. Sedentary life work. So start moving every 60 to 90 minutes. A family history. So here's a weird one. You're given your genetics. You can't really change that, but you can help offset that. And bad cholesterol. So check on those things. All right, so the next bit. Way to boost life and functional expectancy. It's no-brainers. Guys, duh. Walk daily. It lowers your blood pressure. It improves your insulin, and it boosts energy. Strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Prevents muscle loss and helps from falling. So weirdly, when you turn 62, they say after 62, when you fall, or if you fall, you're 30% more likely going to die that year. So Don't fall. Be able to turn it into a sexy dance or a tumble or whatever. Catch yourself. Eat protein-rich foods. Track blood pressure in other labs. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Fix your blood. That's going to be a theme somehow. I want to come up with that. Fix your blood. So these are the things you can do. Lifestyle boosts. Get sunshine daily. I mean, who tells you that? Get sunshine, morning sunshine daily. It supports, it's a lot of things it supports. Spend time in nature. Do a hobby. Stretch, mobilize, build purpose into your life. Guys, it is not complicated, and sometimes I feel like it is easy. You just need to start doing these things. Okay, so I asked chat, find the number 1 and 2 thing in each section and report it back to me. So weirdly, it's saying that most of us aren't getting enough sleep, so we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And I knew this one would be in there. We're not connected enough, especially with this phone, which I love. It's keeping us unconnected. Social media is not very social. It's like antisocial connected. Red flags are sedentary lifestyles, so start moving. And poor diet choices. Yeah, duh, right? I could take that away. But of the guys, I think there's like 20 of us that put in the survey, and it's pulling this out and saying, hey, this is what I see. You guys answered this way. You all should fix that. So most of us would do better with sleeping better and getting connected. Guys, and girls, but guys, I know it's a hard thing. I'm 50 and I didn't really work very well at my social connections. I thought I was, but I wasn't. How many people can you say, hey, I need help right now? And they would drop their stuff and come to you. If you're like nobody, then dude, you're not socially connected. Get involved in the stuff you like. We're already at the gym together. Do more with the gym. So we've got 3 avenues for you men to participate, and I guess 2 for the women to participate. So there are stuff you can do. Red flags. If you're sitting like I am right now all day, that's a problem. And you're making bad choices and you're eating. So, fix that. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. If you're doing nothing, come to the gym with me. Man, I own the place. I will give you some free time if you're like, I don't know if it's for me. I promise you it is. I just want you guys to live. I don't want you guys to let the inevitable, what is it? Father Time? Feebleness is chasing us down. It wants to catch you. You have to fight it. They used to think as you got older, you definitely lost muscle mass. They thought it was causation. I'm older, therefore it's less. Now they're seeing it's corollary. Most people, as they get older, they just stop doing. You don't have to be like that. You can keep doing. Yes, it's a little bit irritating, but if you do it right, it can be fun. You can meet new people. The guys in the men's group, this is awesome. Many of us got together and said, I just want to have a better connection of people doing smarter, healthier stuff. Yes, that's us. Come get connected. You don't have to go it alone. Maybe you don't like some of the stuff like, hey, I'm not into board games. Who cares? Show up. Maybe you will be. I'm not into D&D. So what? Show up. Maybe you will be. I'm not into doing outdoorsy stuff. I don't know. Shut up. Come on. Try it. Maybe you will be. You may fall in love with sporting clays. I don't know. The next thing we're going to do with that is go, what's it called? Airsoft at a place Andrew Schmidt told us about. He goes up there. He's a college kid, college man that goes and does it at a outdoor facility that's, like he says, super awesome. So it's a bit of a drive, but we're going to go and do it because if you can do it once, do it awesome, right? Okay, guys, I'm here for you if you need me. You can find me, Andy at CrossFitGarage.com. My phone number is not on the website anymore. We have this AI thing we're trying out. So if you're out there in the world and you want to try calling into the AI bot, it's kind of funny. You can ask it anything. Its goal is to get you to come in, but I just thought, I'll give it a shot. I love AI, and I don't always answer my phone. So maybe this would be a thing to use. Guys, we are here for you. You don't have to go this alone. You've got other people here that want to make this journey healthy and fit with you and have a great long life that is super functional. Y'all take care.